This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hello everybody, welcome to another Rob Paints. Well, guess what we are painting today? Yep, Mythic Battles Pantheon. I always struggle making sure I can say that. But today we're starting to hit, we're finishing some of the bigger figures. You saw we did Atlas, he was in a separate box, but now we're attacking the main box. And I just couldn't help myself. I had to, well, go right after that Hydra. So without further ado, let's go down to the table and see how to paint the Hydra. Okay, as you see here, we already primed our Hydra black, and now we're just going to put on the base coat. And what I'm using is a Castella green from the GW series, and I'm not even worried about getting the fins or anything else. I'm just gonna even work underneath here. You know, just really don't worry about the base. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is we're going for coverage, and I'm using a bigger brush. I'm not worried about their mouths. I'm not worried about half the things that we're going to fix later on. My whole thing right now is to get this guy covered in this Castella green. And I like this for the base because it's really gonna help when I go to a lighter color and dry brush over it, and we're really going to be able to sell this base right off the bat. So I'm going to finish this up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to put on our next color for our Hydra. Now, as you see, we got this pretty well covered. I'm not worried about getting every single inch of it. Another thing I didn't show you off camera, all I did was just take some Emperor's Children, and I just put it into the mouths that were opened. We're going to come back to that. You're going to see exactly what I'm going to do with that. But what I need to do is I just need to get that as a base underneath, because I need to work the Ushabti bone for all the teeth and claws that they're going to have before we really start going too far. I really want to kind of start to highlight this thing outwards. Really take care of the skin, and then really accentuate the heads afterwards. So we're going to let this dry a little bit longer, and then we're going to come back, and then what we're going to do is start bringing the Hydra forward. Next part we're going to take is we're going to take some Ogryn camo. And as you can see here, I'm really going to take this off the brush as much as I can. And then we're just going to turn this guy, and we're just going to, I'm really going to work it in here, because I really want those fins to kind of sit out a little bit more, and into his tentacles here. I don't mind it sitting up as much as it does, but I really don't want to hit it too hard over like the tail here, over his skin here. I do want to get their necks where it stands out, and you see how it starts to sit up a bit here. And that's why we didn't do all the teeth and inside the mouth, because this camo green is going to get all over the place, or the Ogryn camo. And I really want this to sit up in here, because I want those fins to be a little bit lighter, but I really want to kind of work this all over and really let this sit up on our friend here. And as you can see, I'm just using my brush. I'm going to come over the chest part here. As you can see, I kind of started already, because we don't want to waste any time with any wasted motion. Come up under the chins of these guys. It's really important that we kind of lighten this guy up, and you can see how the beautiful detail that you're able to pull out with just such a simple dry brush. This is not a very hard figure to paint whatsoever. You want to go thicker here, but lighter here, and you can see the the contrast of everything, how it sits. All right, so I'm going to finish this up, and we'll come on back. All right, as you can see, what I was able to accomplish with that wash. See how thick? I put it in the front here, but then you come back, it's only thick on the scales in these parts here. So you can take and control a dry brush where you can really set the tone here. Now I'm going to take some Evil Sun Scarlet and I'm going to go in and do their eyes. And all I want to do is just hit it ever so lightly and really just point those out a bit. Now this is not the easiest thing, and I don't think this is going to show up on the camera that well because how close I got to get. But I'm going to do all these eyes and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. All right, next thing we want to do is we want to take some Ushabti bone, and as you can see I did the front claws here, but the real thing that we want to get at is these teeth here, and that's just taking and hitting each one and making sure that we get them. Now, as you can see, we got a little bit too much pink around the edge, but that's alright. We're going to fix that. And then we're going to get these back teeth here. And you'll see how this all kind of comes together at the end. And we want to hit these teeth here. And he's got a bunch of teeth in the front here that we just kind of just want to tap for now. And right in the front. Right in the front. So I'm going to finish up these teeth and then we're going to come right back. Alright, the next thing we want to do here is we want to take some Agrath Earthshade and just kind of start working that mouth and that facial area. We really want to get that to sit in there nicely. It's going to darken up those teeth on some of the guys here, and you just want to kind of work it in there. Let it just sit right in there, as you can see, just going over the top. You don't want to take their eyes out that we worked on, so you want to move that around and you want it to just sit in those mouths. And that's all we're trying to do here is give some definition to the teeth here and the mouth a little bit, because after all there's nothing but poison in there, so we kind of want to make that kind of stand out a little bit. And even on the ones that you want to work right in there, even with the mouth, the ones with the mouth closed, where we added some teeth in, and just kind of get that Agrath Earthshade in there and really let it kind of stand out a little bit. And that's going to help our Hydra really look nasty, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make him look, we're just trying to make him look nasty, so when he faces everybody that he really kind of just stands right out, and that's what we want. So I'm going to go finish this up, go over the feet a little bit. As you can see, we do have our base. We started working on our base a little bit. That's something that I'm going to show you on some of the other creatures that we're going to be doing and stuff like that, how to do the bases. I even said that with the Atlas, that we're going to save it for later. I'm going to finish this up and then we'll come back and we'll take a look. Alright, there you go. Nothing too complicated, nothing overly you have to overly do with this guy. Just a lot of fun to paint. And I got to finish the base a bit. I want to throw some grass on there, but I wanted you guys to see it before I do that. This is one of the easier models that you have. So you want to get it out of the way and get ready to do some of the more complicated models, which we will be doing very shortly. And I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It took me about an hour. Nothing earth-shattering, but good enough to paint and get to the table, and that's all we're trying to do. All right, let's send it on top and get on. Listen, guys, as you saw, there's nothing to it. It's not a lot of things going on there. You're taking your time. You're getting your dark green underneath, and then you start to bring it back out. The facial features were easy because it's just, you know, added in some teeth, the Emperor's Children for the tongue. You know, just keeping it real simple so you get this beautiful, beautiful model to the table. We've got a bunch of figures that we're going to be doing. I can't wait to get the Zeus and the Athena and all of them. But we got a couple of other creatures that we want to take care of before we get to the real cool ones. I don't want to get all excited and run right through them. But we're going to mow through this box. We're going to have a lot of fun, and then we're going to bring it on the table, and I'm going to show you guys how it looks fully painted, and it's going to be glorious. All right, until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.